Hey, what's up guys? Mitchell here once again. And this time, I'm bringing you kind of a special review. Today, I am taking a look at, not one, but, one, two, three, and three is kind of, she's had too much vodka, and four. Yeah. Evidently he's had too much vodka too. Yeah, this is the Phatmojo Bendy 4-pack. It's quite spectacular. It's a pretty good pack. It's actually closer to Bendy and Nightmare Run than it is to Bendy and the Ink Machine. Because, especially like Boris and Alice here, they look right out of Bendy and Nightmare Run, not Bendy and the Ink Machine, because they're, sorry about that, they're kind of shorter and chibified, just like they are in that game. Yeah, so I pretty much consider these Bendy and Nightmare Run figures, not necessarily for Bendy and the Ink Machine, but we're starting off with the main devil man himself, Bendy. You can see he does look right out of the Joey Drew shorts. He's the same little mischievous cartoon character. His face definitely shows a mischievous track record, as he's got one eye squinting and the other one's normal, and he's got that trademark toothy grin of his. And he's holding a wrench, you can see. Sorry about that. That's the robot voice on my TV. I gotta learn how to turn that off. Anyway, here's the wrench, which does appear in Bendy and the Ink Machine, but it also appears as a throwable weapon in Bendy and Nightmare Run. So, again, you can go either way. I like his pose here. I like how he's got one hand open and the other hand is clenched, holding the wrench. He does have those little dots on his gloves there. That's rather nice. You see on the back of his head there, the Meatly Games and Phatmojo. It's a company name, so it's not offensive. You can see the white part of his face is actually molded. It's not actually just painted on. I really do appreciate that. His signature floppy bow tie. It's not like Freddy's bow tie, which is nice and neat. But yeah, to a T, this is Bendy. Made in China. This is Bendy to a T. They got the right colors, the right shape. Yeah. Bendy is really nice. He's really nice. Don't know what else to say. He's just really nice looking. Let's get on to my personal favorite. Not just my favorite figure, but he's also my favorite character out of the whole Bendy crew. It is, in fact, Boris the Wolf. And he looks right out of Bendy and Nightmare Run. He's just... and if you think you've seen his head before, that's because I reviewed his head before in the form of the ink slime bottle minifigure things, where it's not actually him, it's just his head, his decapitated head. Yeah, but it's basically an upsized version of that. Yeah. Yeah, and again, if you've played Bendy and Nightmare Run, you know that Boris is pretty much just like this. Which, if you haven't played Bendy and Nightmare Run, I recommend that you do, because it's a pretty cool game. Yeah, there's his wolfy, doggish head. with the ears sticking straight up. He is a very obvious reference to Goofy. That's another reason I like him, is because he is, he's a reference to, Goofy. Unlike Bendy, his, I think the white part of his face is kind of molded there, so that's rather nice. He does have his jowls and his cheeks here, which have the blushing there. And he's got freckles. And there's his big nose on top of his floopy snoot. Yeah, a little bit of a paint mishap here, but what are you going to do? This is his body. Again, much like Bendy in Nightmare Run, his head is a bit comically oversized compared to his body, but he's making kind of a waving motion because he's a friendly wolf, after all. Yep. Yeah, and he and Bendy stand perfectly fine. They stand great. Yeah, so Boris is rather nice. And of course, he's my favorite. Because again, he's a Goofy homage and he's a wolf. Can't go wrong. Yeah. Do they? Yeah, he's got the details on his overalls. That's rather nice. So, yeah. Boris, just like Bendy here, is pretty nice. Now moving on to... Are we in Wonderland? Because it's the little gal who's quite a gal, I guess. She's quite a gal. She's Alice Angel. Yeah. Yeah. Again, she looks like she's from Bendy and Nightmare Run. She doesn't look like she's from Bendy and the Ink Machine at all. Certainly not the horrifying half-melted two-face Bendy. Or Bendy, Alice, sorry. But yeah, you can see she's quite accurate. One thing I did just now notice is that her sleeves aren't accurate. Her sleeves are supposed to stop here at this part of her arm, I think. I just now noticed that. But aside from that, she is accurate. She's got these rings on her hands. She's got her halo there and her horns. Is she a devil angel hybrid or something? One thing I do appreciate is her hair is actually molded. I thought it was just one flat piece. It's rather nice. Her dress is nice, and she has the same floppy bow tie as Bendy. Yeah. On account of her pose, she doesn't really stand up on her own. You have to kind of be a gentleman and, stand her up like so. Yeah. She's very cheery looking, like in the face. Very obviously Betty Boop inspired. And Bendy is, well, he's clearly inspired by, characters like Mickey Mouse and Felix the Cat. Got her beauty spot there. Black lipstick. Are she and Bendy dating? What's going on with these two? All right, now, the final one. This one is actually not from Bendy and Nightmare Run, but of course is from the actual game, Bendy and the Ink Machine itself. It's the main antagonist of said game. It is Ink Bendy, the horrendous monster. What is that? I get it? Oh, well. Yeah. Here is the horrific melting monster Bendy, who's more likely to rip your face off than this Bendy here. You can see they are very similar. They're very similar indeed. But this guy is a bit different. He is he is much more sinister looking on account of his eyes being hidden, and the whole melting appearance of his face here. Can't really see his face other than his trademark grin. Not really accurate to the actual monster in the game, because of course the actual monster is wow, he's standing. He doesn't usually stand. The actual monster is very tall and slim, and he's got a problem with one of his feet. Again, he's an upscale of the kind of this thing we had a look at a while back. So there's your comparison there. One thing I do like about these guys is that they're mystery mini height. So if you want your Freddy versus Bendy rap battle, here you go. They're about the same size as a FNAF mystery mini, which I do like. You can see sometimes you just got to get in there and get your hands dirty, and he certainly has. He's gotten his hands inky, more like. Despite his feet being pristine, well, now he's not going to do it. But despite his feet looking pristine and not much like the actual monster, he doesn't usually stand for me. But yeah, I think the actual monster has like a bad foot, like that causes him to limp in the game. But yeah. This looks like if Ink Bendy was an alternate costume for Bendy in Nightmare Run, because in Bendy and Nightmare Run the characters have alternate costumes, which is another reason to like that game. My personal favorite ones are the one where Bendy's dressed like a parrot and Boris is a robot. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of FNAF a little bit. Yeah, that's the Ink monster. That's Ink Bendy, the horrendous monster. Again, it's more of a chibified version of him. It's not the actual horrifying monster you see in the game. Is he going to do it? No, he's going to behave. That's not usual for him. Yeah, I compare him to this thing here, but there's not much to say about the Searcher. That's why I went all chills on you. I broke out the chills impression. And again, they are FNAF Mystery Mini height, so yeah, they fit perfectly with your FNAF Mystery Minis. So if you can find this 4-pack, it is very nice, and I do recommend that you pick it up if you can. See ya.